I know there will be time to retire when I can't even change my ribs. So let me retire when you can't even turn me around. I think I've done the best I can. I have people who follow my footsteps.
It is a privilege to interact with 80-year-old Engineer Dr. Badru Kiggundu, who once managed elections in Uganda. For 14 years, Engineer Badru Kiggundu was chairperson of the Electoral Commission, a role which the always amused engineer played contributing to the growth of democracy in Uganda.
And I always tell people that we should be friendly to each other, irrespective of the corner of the country you come from, because that's the choice of the Creator.
His personality is embedded with a deep sense of belief about religion and creation. Kiggundu easily adjusts to whatever environment he gets exposed to.
Whatever incident happened in my life, it was always overcome amicably, without fist fighting. You find differences in cultures, find differences in the food style, you find differences in how people relate to each other. So, likewise, going to the US, besides the fact that the majority of the population is white, I never cared about the color.
His appreciation of sciences led him to a decision to pursue engineering in the University of New Mexico, a course which was then rare in East Africa. He served at various capacities, solving practical engineering problems.
I was happy to be a leader when I moved on to another university in that discipline of water damage potential and abatement.
Dr. Kiggundu was head of Department for Civil Engineering and eventually became the Dean of Faculty of Engineering and Technology at Makerere University. The famous and proud engineer later changed sequence, having been appointed to head the Electoral Commission, succeeding Aziz Kasuja. To Kiggundu, this was the most challenging task in his career as a fresh assignment.
There's no institution I knew before I became the chairman that teaches election management in Uganda or East Africa or even beyond Africa. So it's a new field, a new trend, a new discipline where there's a lot of effort, of self-taught effort. You have to look out for the knowledge, you have to look out for make numerous consultations.
Election violence was another item in the menu, which Dr. Kiggundu recounts as an unfamiliar environment which called for tough lessons to manage.
Because I was more in the science fields. I mean, I used to see strikes on campus. It was not something that I held a lot of weight to. Until I found myself right in the industry where violence is part.
Kiggundu attributes the lack of tolerance by political players as a syndrome which fuels election violence.
I did, I think, in 1996. We were about 5 contestants in Ruaga South, and I was number 3. Number 1 was least expected by most of us to win, but he won. And when he won, I just went on the radio and I said, today, as far as this constituency is concerned, our newly elected is so-and-so. So, salute, and I go back to my chalk.
I would have won if it wasn't for Dr. Kiggundu. This was a famous statement which politicians, including 4 times former presidential candidate Dr. Kizza Besigye, easily sold to the electorate.
I never had a special basket of votes to give to you, to this one. So it's just the opinion of individuals But a human being is not easy.
Kiggundu has a tip for mature politics.
And we must accept the outcome of the voter. When the voters decide, there is always a method, a way to redress any discomfort, any dissatisfaction, but not go in the street. Go in the street is hooliganism.
But how best can the country achieve political maturity?
Well, political maturity is not earned in 1 year or 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. It's a journey. You must learn, as I said, to accept.
I asked Dr. Kiggundu on allegations of being compromised by political players in his tenure of office.
What gain do I have in compromising? If you fail to convince the voter, don't blame me. If your message you're giving to the voter is shallow, it's not containing what you're saying, your people will look at you and say, this young man just wants a ride.
Nevertheless, for 14 years as the former chairperson of the EC, Dr. Kiggundu urges Ugandans to pride in Uganda's democratic system. I
don't know of any other country that has got the same depth of democratic process as we do. I'm proud of it, but as I said, it is not a cheap undertaking.
At retirement, Dr. Kiggundu will also enjoy the fruits of democracy.
I want us to get a stage where I salute you if you win over and a contest I've been part of. Salute you and say, thank you, congratulations. And I even tell you that now you're going to be my leader. Very few people have got that courage.
Daniel Mugoya, Isimba, UBC News.
Yeah, because